Hey, collective, welcome in. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, all of the information is in the description box below. All right, let's jump in. See what wants to come through. I have gift coming out. Okay. So there might be something here where either you are now discovering that you have a beautiful gift that you want to, maybe share with the world, or maybe this is that you are discovering that you have a gift that maybe you didn't even realize you had before. Okay. So this is saying here that, whatever this is, it is a gift nonetheless. So maybe you're actually receiving an actual gift from someone. Okay. That would be nice. Maybe someone you love is presenting you with a gift to show their gratitude for you. I have curiosity coming out here. Okay, so this could be a gift, or maybe you're curious as to see what exactly this little gift is. Again, this can be applied in a variety of areas. So if this is a gift that you're just discovering that you have that maybe you want to share with the world, this is saying, hey, you might have a curiosity as to, hey, how can I share this gift with the world? Okay, how can I maybe make this a business so that I can do something that maybe I find joy in and expressing my passion in? Okay, so whatever this is, you have a little sense of curiosity here that is coming into play that is going to be helpful in regards to this particular gift. Let's see here. Let's go further into this. Okay, things might be ready to pop off for you. All right, let's see here. I have balance and I have satisfaction here. Okay, so this is saying that you might be, again, trying to find a sense of balance on how you can, make this feasible for you. This gift that maybe you want to share with the world, it's saying, well, how can I reasonably share this with the world, but also make a living off of it? Okay, because, I still have bills to pay, but in a way that is satisfying to me. Okay, so this may be something where you're beginning to contemplate ideas and get curious about, well, how can I make this a reality? How can I still make sure that I take care of my, adulting responsibilities and pay all my bills and not really stress and struggle, but I can also ease my way into taking some beginning steps on how I can move into a more purposeful, more meaningful kind of way of making a living. Okay. And a lot of times this is how most people go about these types of situations is, we think that everybody just kind of is like, well, they say go all in or, don't do it at all, right? Go big or go home. But the reality is anytime anyone starts anything, you'll likely hear from some of the most experienced and successful people is that they did go full in, but they also made sure that maybe they did it on top of a job that was able to carry them until the income that was coming in from their passion project was able to relieve them from that job. Okay. So, this is saying use a little bit of discernment here, get a little bit curious, but maybe this is something that you may need to start as a little bit of a side hustle. Maybe put, test the waters a little bit. If you're a painter, maybe you can put some, artwork together and see if you can exhibit it somewhere or put it online and see, if there's any interest in it. And then you can kind of go from there. If you start to see that, there's a demand for some of these things that you're wanting to put out there, then you can then take action accordingly, and make this your passion project. But just because you may not be doing it full time as your full career doesn't mean that it isn't going to be rewarding nonetheless. Okay, so whatever it is that you're thinking and getting curious about expressing and putting out into the world or doing, I would do it. Okay, take those first steps because you might find that it's actually really rewarding and worth the time and energy that you're going to put into it, even if it never really turns into a full-time thing. Okay, let's take a look at the overall energy, and that way I can kind of see what's going on here. Okay. I have strength and the Queen of Wands coming out here. Okay. So again, this is getting that, courageous energy. The Queen of Wands is an entrepreneurial spirit. She is a creative, visionary energy that is coming out into the world and saying, hey, I've got the courage to, be seen. I've got the courage to put whatever it is I dream to put it out there. I got the courage to put my creations out into the world and know that there is a demand for them somewhere and I can make it happen. Okay. So this is saying that you're in a bit of an energy that's asking you to express that creative energy, get it out there, and have the courage to not only be seen and show what you have to offer and use that gift, but then to have the confidence in being able to put it out there regardless of what happens. Okay. Because sometimes things can take a while to, pick up. So don't just put something out there and just because it's not taking off right away, that, you should just put it in and not do it again. Okay. Just kind of like, say, hey, done, tried it, guess it's not for me. Because a lot of these times it's just putting, actionable steps in there that add up over time that create success. Okay. So have that confidence that it's asking you here to, really put it out there and, just see what happens. Okay. And continue on with it in a way that, can, give it time to progress. Let's take a look at the recent past, see what got us here. So far, so good though. I have the Princess of Wands. This is coming out and saying, hey, there's a beautiful creative energy that wants to be expressed. Continue putting in time and energy to this beautiful creative gift that you've got, whatever it is, and bring it into the world. Okay, so continue to take actionable steps toward it. This looks to me that you might have already started to take a little bit of actionable steps, whether this is just starting to, get curious and kind of look into how you would make this a reality, or how maybe you could, put this out there into the world. This could even be maybe you're looking to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you're starting to look at what platforms would be, available to you to put yourself out there. You have a gift to share with the world. And this is saying that you may have already started to take actionable steps on this. And it's saying just continue doing what you're doing because it looks like there's progress that is being made here. Let's take a look at the present energy. The present energy, I have the 10 of cups. Okay, so things are starting to really come into play in a really powerful way for you. This is saying that the creations that you're beginning to put out there are feeling very rewarding already. They're emotionally fulfilling. This is moving toward your dreams. The 10 of cups, could be an energy here in the present that you're already feeling very fulfilled, and so therefore you're being able to give from a place of overflow. And so that can be indicative of what this is. And this is also indicative of the fact that you're moving toward something that really makes you happy and really is fulfilling. Okay, it is one of those things that isn't always necessarily about the money, but it's about the energy and the creativity and the joy that we find in the process of it. Okay, so it tells me that all of these steps that you're taking and putting yourself out there and putting your gift into the world is really paying off in a really emotionally fulfilling way, and it's going to continue to play out that way so long as you do it for the love of it. Okay, let's take a look at the near future. In the near future, I have the moon. Okay, so this is just saying that there might be some things coming into play in the near future that have to do with this particular project that maybe you're not quite seeing yet. Okay, we do have, eclipse season right now. And so this is clearing out a lot of our old energies to make room for the new, but the new isn't exactly in sight yet. We're kind of in that limbo space. We're in that liminal space where we've done some time, where we put time and energy into our projects and we've put our intentions out there and we've cleared out a lot of stuff, but we don't exactly know what's on the other side quite yet because we can't quite see it. Okay, so this moon energy is just saying here, and what you don't see coming here in the near future right now is that things just aren't exactly clear, but just because they're not clear doesn't mean that you're not going in the right direction. So keep doing what you're doing, keep taking those actionable, passionate steps toward your creation and putting it out there in the way that you can, and trust that whatever's coming is going to be coming out in your favor. Okay, even though you cannot see what's going to play out here in the future with this, it's not really about knowing how it ends. It's the journey getting there that matters, because if you're doing something for the joy and the love of it and it's really fulfilling to you, then it doesn't really matter what's on the other side of it. Okay, it's not really about the destination, it's about the journey that you're taking. So this is what this is telling you here. Things may not seem so clear to you, but it doesn't mean that things aren't working out in your favor. Okay, let's get some advice for you. The advice I have for you is the King of Pentacles. And this is saying, again, have confidence in what you're doing. Take that grounded approach. The King of Pentacles is the business guy. He knows what he's doing. He is literally, he has that Midas touch, and everything he touches turns to gold. And this is saying, take confidence in the fact that you know what you're doing. You're taking actionable steps that are passionate, that are driven, that are fulfilling and rewarding. And just because you can't see or hear what's on the other side of this, what's going to come to be of this passion project of yours, it's saying that you already have all of the skills and abilities that you need in order to make this successful. You already know that it takes time and energy to invest and get grounded in this situation and have it come to full fruition. Okay, so the advice here is saying just utilize those skills that you already have and keep taking those steps forward. Okay, let's take a look at what's hidden here in case there's something that would prove helpful to you. What you don't see here is the Prince of Pentacles. And again, this is taking one step at a time. It's not about the race of getting there, right? It's like that story of the tortoise and the hare, right? How did the tortoise win? It's because he just wasn't rushing life to get there. He's like, yeah, as long as I continue to take, actionable steps, meaningful steps, I'm going to get there. The Knight of Pentacles is, a knight that may be slow going, but he gets to where he's going. Okay. He's the most reliable knight in the deck, and he knows how to take those actionable steps, put one step in front of the other. Okay. And sometimes we really can take two steps forward and one step back and feel like, why are we even doing this? We might begin to really question what it is we're doing. But what this is saying is that you have everything you need to keep moving forward, because it's more about making progress and being persistent in your project and making that a reality for you than it is, just hustling to get there and getting it really quick. Okay. Because quick results are normally not lasting. Okay. So what this is telling me is that whatever it is you're putting time and energy into is something that can really be long term, really lasting, and really fulfilling to you. So just keep taking those steps forward, even though you don't know what's to come over the horizon of the future regarding this. Okay. Let's take a look at what you don't see coming in the coming weeks. I have the devil coming out in the coming weeks. Okay. So this is saying, hey, just keep taking those actionable steps. Don't fall into old patterns where you might begin to really question things. Again, when you don't exactly know what's on the other side of things, you begin to really question them, and you fall into a fear pattern where you start to question everything. This is saying that, hey, don't make this a burden. Make sure that all of the steps that you're taking are keeping this a blessing for you, that this is still something positive. So again, when you're starting to kind of just over put into this and overthink, and you start putting more and more and more and more and more into it because you think that that's what's needed and what's going to be successful, because you're fearing, what's going to happen and what's going to come of this, or if it's going to be a failure. This is saying here that you can fall into this energy, this devil energy, really quick. You can become very chained to whatever it is that you once found joy in. Okay. And then it's just no longer a joy, because then you're tied to it and it becomes burdensome to you. Okay. So this is saying here, this is a little bit of a warning, is that don't fall into these illusions here of not being able to see what's coming of this in the future. Is as long as you're taking those actionable steps forward, one step at a time, making persistent progress here, however you're able to do it right now, is that you're going to be able to be successful in this and continue to have joy in it. It will pay off, but you've got to believe in that and move past those fears and those illusions and not chain yourself to this situation. Continue to find a way to continue to have joy in it and not make it such a burden. Here on the bottom, I have the Five of Cups, and this is just saying, again, this is kind of like a fear energy here of what I say. This is like a little bit of like, I don't really know what's on the other side. I don't really know what can come of this. I don't know if this is going to be fulfilling or not. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my bills. I don't know if anyone's going to want to see this. I don't know if anyone's going to want to hear this. All of this. This is just more looking at the negative sides of things. Okay. So that's where this devil energy is coming into play, of saying it's kind of like a warning. Okay. This is a warning to say, hey, if you don't want this to turn into a burden and you want it to stay the blessing that it is, then just take those small actionable steps forward and continue to follow your passion, and things will play out for you in the future. All right. Till I see you again, take care.